So my goal is to land on every single body of the Kerbal Space Program universe. Bam! So I'm thinking doing like a huge science mission. But I'm gonna continue to the tutorial. I press space, I staged. Next time we're gonna go to the moon, we're gonna rescue the Kerbal that's hanging around the moon, we're gonna land on the moon. Here's Christian from Team KSP. We are back with Ironman Grand Tour, and we have so much science, 1,600 science, it's insane. We can go on a shopping spree, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I'm thinking unlocking some additional plane parts is nice, they're long overdue. We're getting some RCS stuff, I think this is very important. Now I kind of like this because we get some photovoltaic panels. And we noticed that last time around it was a bit troublesome to get the energy on here. So I'm gonna unlock those guys as well. And now it's like everything is possible. I mean, we still have so much left. So let's get those probe engines here. So we can get better probes into space and we can do stuff with probes. Let's get the main cell engine so we can get really heavy stuff into orbit. Let's get landing gears. Do we have landing gears? Oh, let's get those awesome space parts here. Space plane parts. Where's the landing gear? Do we have the... Oh yeah, we already unlocked the landing gear, so that's great. Let's get ladders. Ladders are important. I'm not sure about this guy. Not really high priority right now because we're running out of stuff to do. The 3-person command pod would be probably nice because we can start like doing really interesting expeditions with like maybe tourists on board and everything. A lot of people up there, so that would be maybe interesting. This is drogue chutes are kind of nice, and also the big landing struts. The big landing struts, heavy duty landing struts. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the advanced landing. And this, I think, is the Mark II plane parts. Is that true? I don't have the... Oh yeah, this is the cockpit, so we're going to get the cockpit and the other Mark II stuff. Let's get those guys just because we can get to the docking ports. Ooh, almost missed the docking ports. And we can still unlock this guy. Let's just do it because we can. And that brings us down to 60 science. We can no longer unlock anything. Yeah, everything costs you 160 science. So that's nice. We just unlocked really big parts of the tree. We have vastly different technology going on right now. Yeah. So our next goal is the moon. We still haven't. Well, we have to plant a flag on the moon. We already did it once, but now we get a contract for it. So why not? There is a guy waiting around the moon. Melbo Kerman is waiting around the moon. He wants to be rescued, and we were gonna rescue him. Alright. So we're gonna go and design a ship. This is basically the same design that we had previously. We're gonna do some tweaks and modifications to this. It's going to be the Moonwalk Cast 3, I guess. I'm going to save this. This is generally a very successful design, and I don't want to change too much about this. Those photovoltaic panels have to go, though. And we're going to put on the new ones that we unlocked, which is 1 times 6 and 3 times 2. Let's go with the 1 times 6. I'm going to purchase those puppies here, and I'm going to put them on the sides here so we get some more electricity. Anything else that we need? I was thinking putting a science base somewhere in between here. where all the important bits reside, but I decided not to do this because I don't want the standard to be too top heavy, and I think this is cool right now. Checking the delta V's that we have. So yeah, the lifter is still, I'm still not entirely happy with the amount of delta V's we're getting out of the lifter itself, because that of course lowers the amount of delta we're getting out of everything else here. So let me see if we can get maybe a little tank in here, just to get more delta V. Thrust to weight ratio is still okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's okay. We could use the mainsail if we really wanted. Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, we have to unlock the mainsail eventually anyway. So what happens if we use the mainsail instead? So right now we have 8,477 delta V's. If we put the mainsail in here, we get less delta V's. We get better of the launch pad though. So maybe we're gonna do this. I don't know. So yeah, this is going to be a really hefty thing. Anything else? Oh yeah, we thought about maybe doing some kind of like real lightning, like not the plug-in illumination, the front plug-in that we got, but maybe like real lights. I guess we have somewhere the real lights. Oh, there they are. Illuminator Mark 1 and Mark 2. Let's get this guy. Or actually, let's get this guy. I think this is good. And we're gonna put them here on the sides, just two of them, like so. Just illuminating down. Let me see. I'm not gonna put them at full strength. I think 1.7 is good with those guys. And I'm gonna remove some of the red so we get a bit of a tint going on. All right, so these guys will illuminate while we land. It will give us a better idea how high we are. Man, I'm so high right now. Cool. Alright, close enough. Where is Melbourne Scrap? I don't see. Okay, 3 kilometers. That's as close as it will ever get. Full thrust. Alright, oh! Wrong button, Jesus. Now we're flying in the wrong direction, but never mind about that, because we will be flying in this direction very soon to Melbourne Scrap. Going suborbital for a second there as we're trying to close the gap. This cost us basically like maybe 60 meters per second, this entire expedition, which is great, really great. So what's going to be our predicted distance? Separation 0.1 kilometers. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Let's get this guy closer. Alright. Doing some burns here to make sure it doesn't fly past us. Slight drift here, just trying to compensate. 0.2 meters per second is it's practically nothing. I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright, sweet, perfect. Switching over. Wait a minute. Now it's time to do the lights. So we can see. Let's turn around so we can get in easier. Yeah, that's good. Switching. And here's Melbo. So you guys already can figure out in the chat who wants to be named, who wants to be rename Melbo to his own name. Basically, who wants to be Melbo. Melbo will be one hell of an engineer, that's for sure, an engineer that landed on the moon. Oh man, that was so perfect. Alright, we have a Melbo on board and everything is peachy. Everything is looking great. And Melbo scrap is no longer needed. Alright, so while all this is going on, let us see the real quick look. Let us see real quick in a space center if there's maybe some kind of scans of the surface that we have to do, some kind of mission that we can do while doing all of this. Ooh. Dock 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbin. Attach 2 different vessels together near Kerbin with a docking port or claw to achieve this goal. Let's do this. It's going to be no problem at all. Does it say anything? It doesn't have any. Oh, deadline never. All right, sweet. That's great. It's going to be no problem at all. Kind of land on. Kind of. I can have another. No, that's my current positions. So yeah, I don't see any kind of additional missions that we can solve right now. So we're just gonna land somewhere, really. I mean, that's all there is to it. Ooh, I see an opportunity to maybe land like next to the canyon. Oh man, I'm tempted. Let's try this. Let's go with this guy. How do people lose so many people on the menu? I think Mojo is asking, how come so many of those guys We have to rescue so many of the squirrels on the moon, and that is such a good question. I have no idea how this happens. Apparently there's somebody doing something on the moon, and it's like... So look, we're gonna land in this canyon. I know it's very difficult to land here. And I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's just try it and see what happens while we're descending. And if we realize that, nope, this is not a good place to land, and we're gonna... everything is going horribly, then I guess we're gonna just not do it. But now I'm just gonna warp to the maneuver and do the orbiting. Oh man, yes. The warp to a maneuver thing is so paranoid sometimes. Actually, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy closer to this, so we're gonna get a steeper trajectory. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm just gonna experiment a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so we already see this is the crater. We're directly above the crater that we're talking about, and now we're gonna do the burn. It's gonna be a 100 meters per second burn. That's pretty sweet. Pretty hefty burn. That's something that always kind of confuses me. How to figure this out, you know, how to figure out exactly how and where you want to land on a body. How do you do a re-entry trajectory on a body that doesn't have any air or anything? Because, you know, and oh, I can see the canyon already, guys. I can see the canyon there. Because, you know, on Kerbin, then it's really clear, and, you know, you have to... The trajectory has to be shallow, so you break down in atmosphere and everything. But in here, it's kind of like, I don't know, man. So let us change our trajectory here. Man, this is going to be very tough. If I can make this there, I can make it everywhere. Alright. What does the trajectory say? Alright. Oh man, why do I make my life so complicated, guys? Why do I make it so complicated? $1,500 delta V's left. This should be enough. I don't want any maneuver nodes anymore here to turn those off. Alright, so this is the place where we want to land. I am thinking this would be great. So let us try to make this a reality. Because up here it gets very steep. So like somewhere around here. This is canyons biome already. Alright, let us try to slow down a little bit. Uh-oh. Please do not smash into this canyon wall. Oh, this is not looking good. I'm gonna go higher. Actually, in this direction as well. I don't want. I guess we're gonna land somewhere else. This is not going as planned. This looks better now. Okay. I like what I'm seeing. What? Oh no! I pressed the wrong button again. No! We have to abort. We have to abort. Abort to orbit. God damn it, need to find a plugin that fixes this problem. Oh man. This is bad. I accidentally pressed the space button. Ah. Oh, so disappointing. Explosions because all of my... Oh, man. Why? Also, I realized that my fuel is getting pretty low. Good. We're entering the atmosphere. Let me get rid of the last remnants of delta V here. Just need to slow down my orbital velocity. Turning off SAS. Bye-bye, science. Oh, we probably should have taken the science out of this. Oh man, we didn't take the science out of this. Oh. We have some science on board, never mind. Never mind, never mind. The dream is dead. Oh, we can do a crew report here, nice. The A report. Oh, we can get the surface sample, yes. Cool. Temperature scan, yes. EVA report, I guess that's the one where we let go. What are those creatures circling below? Surface sample. If taking a sample of the water here, there are bits of vegetation in it, suggesting strongly that there is land nearby. Cool. Bye, Ruby. Ruby left the chat. Good. So this is going to be Dr. Mojo, right? Dr. Mojo really want to be named after this Kerbal. All right. So Melbo is now officially Dr. Mojo. There is a rescue mission concerning Jenzel Kerman. And she's also on the moon. Let us get her. And then we're gonna try it, the very same mission again. This time around, maybe we're not gonna press accidentally space.